I feel like if you live long enough, this is going to be something that most people are going to have to deal with, right? So, hello, Dr. Rachel. My question is, I was diagnosed with mild to moderate venous leakage on both cavernous bodies. I'm 46 years old, very healthy and active. I train 4 times a week. I eat greens, spinach, arugula, celery daily, right? So he's doing all the stuff right to boost his nitric oxide. He takes beet crystal supplements daily and a nitric oxide boosting supplement, right? He probably doesn't use any mouthwash. He's probably doing all these things. So his urologist put him on 5 milligrams of Cialis daily for 6 months. He says he gets great erections now. The Cialis has come forth and done its job, but I guess it's because of the pill. Will your smoothie recipe work for me and or your nitric oxide supplements? What else do you recommend for me with this given information? So this is a great question, and I want to focus on the part of moderate venous leakage because I want you to really understand what venous leakage is, why it's something that most gentlemen at some point are going to, deal with in some way, and what are some signs of venous leakage. So venous leakage, perfect example is you get a nice erection, it's looking good, everything seems like it's about to flow, and then you lay on your back, and the minute you're on your back and looking up and saying, oh, wow, this is a great view, everything's perfect, it just starts to go down, right? That is a sign that that's venous leakage. Now, some of it might be your nerves sometimes, but venous leakage basically means the veins that are supposed to trap it in actually are leaking. So let me show you just kind of a little schematic of what that looks like. So this is an example of venous leakage in the leg. So venous leakage in the leg sometimes is referred to varicose veins. And so what you see on one side is normal blood venous flow. It just kind of goes up, and the valves on the veins kind of flap back, and it can kind of trap things where they need to go so it's not flooding backwards. And on the other side, you see venous insufficiency. You see those flaps not really working, and the blood is just kind of pooling and doing its own thing, right? So that's venous insufficiency. So then I want you to take a look at this. This is a diagram of, okay, so these are 2 different cutaways. Remember this image, right? Doing a cutaway. It's basically the same thing. And on the top, you see what it looks like when it's flaccid or it's soft. And then you get a chance to look below it, and this is what it looks like when it's erect, right? And so what the main thing that you're looking at here is that the tissue turns all red, right? Those little lakes fill up with blood and become red. But what you can't really tell from the picture is that as those lakes are filling up and becoming red, those blue veins that are wrapping around are actually getting clamped closed. They're actually clamping closed so that you're not losing blood as soon as it fills up. Now, the problem with venous insufficiency is now, instead of those veins clamping closed, they're staying open and not trapping the blood in a way that is useful to the erection, right? So what I want to tell you about are a couple different ways that you can manage that. Now, Mr. Sang, in your case, you're doing everything right. You are not somebody that I think really needs to go out and get any smoothie recipes. You have integrated the smoothie recipes into your daily life. Now, with Cialis is working for you because you have nitric oxide available for it. You're on the nitric oxide boosting supplement. You are taking the green leafy vegetables. You are exercising and moving. You're doing everything possibly that you can to get your nitric oxide levels up. So that's why Cialis is working for you. Cialis is kind of helping compensate for your venous insufficiency. So let's talk about now, what can you possibly do to help with your venous insufficiency? Now, this is a herb that is really very common in European countries. I mean, they use this it's just part of the process. If someone has varicose veins, if someone has venous insufficiencies, one of the things that they use to try to help heal venous insufficiency is horse chestnut. And horse chestnut is really interesting because let me see if I can get a picture of just a bag. You can get horse chestnut from Amazon. You can get horse chestnut from your local drugstore, your local compounding pharmacy. But what's happening with horse chestnut extract is that it's actually the reason that venous insufficiency takes place in some of our opinion is that over time, inflammation is causing an accumulation of white blood cells there, right? And it's happening at a pace that's causing the lining of your veins and the lining of the endothelium to actually get basically diseased. So it gets diseased to the point where now it is laying down and breaking down fibers that would make it normally kind of healthy. They're actually breaking those fibers down. And what horse chestnut extract has actually been clinically shown to do is it actually slows down the breaking down of those substances that are important to the integrity and the structure of the veins, right? And it works. It really does. It really can help you heal the lining of your venous system. Another thing that can help with that, with venous insufficiency, is actually shock wave. And then when you're in the clinic and you're seeing your physician and they're doing shock wave, or if you're at home doing shock wave, we target this area right here, and we target this area right here to start helping with venous insufficiency right at the main terminal of the veins. But actually, too, even the shockwave current going through the tissue has been clinically shown to improve venous insufficiency a little bit. So your best bet when you have venous insufficiency that is moderate and severe and it's causing issues is to really explore whether or not horse chestnut extract will work for you. I've seen it work wonders, and it takes a while, it takes months. But in his case, while the Cialis is doing its thing and helping, mask the issue, he can actually be fixing the issue by spending a little time on the supplement.